For the first time since Austin passed the largest mobility bond package in city history, council members are getting a breakdown on the timeline and priorities, particularly for year one.
City staff members suggesting a 10 to 12-year time frame to implement that $720 million bond. The council landed on 8. KXAN's Kylie McGivern has been going over the plans to see what it will take to make that happen. Kylie?
Well, Robert, within the 147-page report to council, it is clear that sidewalk improvements are really at the top of the list. Right now, I am at 51st and Manor, and this is an area where significant needs were identified. Behind me, just over this hill, there is no sidewalk leading up to the bus stop that is right beside me. This is an area where they are focused on, and other projects in the bond are expected to take a lot more planning, like the corridor improvement project to ease congestion.
I would love everybody to come here, live here, visit, and just build more roads, please. I mean, that's all I ask.
Better mobility and more sidewalks for people like dog walker Eric Cantu.
Just going in and off of people's grass, I don't like that.
We met Cantu on North Lamar, one of the corridors identified in the mobility bond that's ripe for traffic improvements. Thing is, it won't be until 2018 that City Council approves a construction program prioritizing which corridors come first.
I have been very nervous before trying to get to a class on time, watching the lights change in front of me and not really going anywhere.
Ellen Rosnan is a fitness trainer in the area.
I'm all for trying to make, the mobility, the access easier, especially in this corridor, but construction in this area will be extremely challenging.
A lot needs to happen before construction were to even begin. City staff says corridor projects, a $482 million chunk, pose the biggest risk. That's because you have to take into account changing construction costs, traffic mitigation in the area, coordinating utility work and design phases before a shovel even hits the ground. Another component, the city has to go through its own permitting process, which a team is working to speed up. Just like Rosnan wishes traffic would.
It's a struggle.
And tonight at 6, we'll explain why in a $720 million mobility bond, sidewalks are first on deck. Back to you.
And after voters approve a big bond, it can take many years to complete all of the projects on the list. For example, in 2012, Austin voters approved more than $143 million in bonds when they passed Prop 12. The city planned to use that money for streets, sidewalks, bridges, and bikeways, among other traffic improvements. A city update from last summer showed less than half of the money had been spent. Another 15% was being used on projects in progress. 40% of the funds were still untouched.